So in this video we're going to talk about hamstring injury, hamstring strain specifically into the muscle. Obviously we know that strength itself in the hamstring muscle is very relevant with regards to injury risk, and therefore strengthening the hamstring is well known to actually lower the risk of injury itself. But obviously some people can have very strong hamstrings. I mean, elite athletes, the good chances are they're going to have very strong hamstrings and do target their hamstrings in their training. And yet they still would tear their hamstring. And there are certain people who, perpetually go around their houses with hamstring injuries, and certainly from the past this has been the case too. So what is it therefore, if it is nice and strong, that's causing the problem to reoccur? And there was some research done which they looked at movement dysfunction and found that if you rectified movement dysfunction, you would lower the risk of hamstring injury. Movement dysfunction is basically moving abnormally. So obviously it can be down to technique and various things. So someone could be utilizing certain joints more dominantly than others. So it could be that the hamstring is getting stressed from both ends because, say, around the knee there is less muscle working there. A good example is like a force couple type scenario, or at least muscles that work together. So if you've got two muscles that are doing a similar job, so if you think about your glutes as a good example, if your glute maximus, which drives hip extension, isn't really that strong or doing a very good job, or maybe you're in a position which doesn't optimize the glutes to fire well, then you're going to have to work the hamstring a lot harder, and whether it be cumulative or one-off, that hamstring is going to get overworked relative to the glutes. So again, if you were to get the glute working better or get yourself into a position where the glute worked better, that would help. This study also found that correcting movement dysfunction also got you back to sport faster, so if you had injured, and it also helps with the risk of re-injury. So again, it's very important to look at all elements when it comes to hamstring injury. You need to look at the hamstring itself, but you need to look wider than that. Perhaps even video analysis, looking at the way they're moving, looking at the way they're functioning, obviously looking at flexibility, looking at strength in other muscles that are above and below, and looking at all aspects to try and get to the bottom and the root cause of the problem. And only then are you going to really solve the actual issue, and that's why I obviously get back quicker and obviously lower the risk in the future. So anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.